Nice.
All right. Hello, everybody. It is the 1st of June. Oh my gosh.
I can't
Amazing.
believe it.
I can't believe it either. We're going to start off with Aura. Aura is going to talk about, I think, Wild Orange.
Yes, Wild Orange. Whose favorite? That's everybody's favorite, I think. Everybody's favorite. So Wild Orange, I'm reading from the Modern Essentials book. So the scent is fresh, citrusy, fruity, and sweet. It's a cold press from the rind. Wild Orange is an uplifting oil to help provide emotional balance and bringing peace and joy. I just love that, peace and joy. Orange is cultivated in many areas throughout the world, including United States, South Africa, Italy, and China. The body systems that it affects is the digestive system, immune system, emotional balance, and our skin. Top uses are anxiety, fear, and nervousness. So for anxiety, you would combine 5 drops orange, 10 drops lemon with 1 teaspoon of, this is in a 5 ml bottle, water in a spray bottle, and spray into the air and inhale as needed. That's a new, fear, you would inhale directly from the bottle or apply oil to the hands, tissue, or cotton wick and inhale. For nervousness, you would add 3 to 5 drops orange to an aromatherapy diffuser when feeling nervous, right? Some of the quick facts of Wild Orange is that obviously it's citrus, it's cold expressed from the rind. We talked about some of the uses, but some of the other uses are when you're feeling sluggish, with the digestion, heart palpitations, insomnia, menopause, nervousness, uplifting, and withdrawals. You can apply it directly with no dilution. I do that all the time when used topically, or you can apply directly on an area of concern, like the reflex points. And obviously it's one of the citrus oils, so we have to avoid direct sunlight up to 12 hours. Diffuse, inhale, aroma directly. Let me see. Some of the properties that Wild Orange assists with is anti-cancer, which this is something we can't say publicly, right? But it also helps with antidepressant. It's an antiseptic, antispasmodic, digestive. It's a sedative and tonic. Let's see. Oral use as dietary supplement, you can use that. This oil may also help with, I'm sorry if you can hear my feedback. That's my neighbor mowing the lawn. Carrie.
Yeah.
You know how I feel, right? Like I hear out being quiet and they gotta mow the lawn. Okay. The other possible uses are for bronchitis, cold, colic, which you can dilute for infants. It helps them sleep. Complexion, dermatitis, digestive fever, flu, lower high cholesterol, mouth ulcers, muscle soreness, obesity, sedation, tissue repair, water retention, and wrinkles. Wow. It also helps with odors. I think that's it for me.
That's a lot. I didn't know it helped with cancer.
That's what it says, anti-cancer. Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. It blends well with cinnamon, frankincense, geranium, and lavender.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, everyone. Today we're going to talk about your why. So one of the things that's really, really important when you set on this doTERRA journey is coming up with your why. You need to have a vision. You need to have a reason why you are embarking on this business, because there's going to be a lot of times where you're going to hit valleys along the way, and your why has to be strong enough to pull you out of those valleys. You don't want those low periods to just get you to the point where you don't want to continue, or you feel like you can't continue. You don't want to have that frustration level hit to that point. Your why has got to be strong enough so that when you hit those valleys, you're like, you know what? This is just a hiccup on the road. This is the long-term goal. This is what I'm focusing on. This is what I need to remember, right? So your why is going to evolve. It's going to change. It may not always stay the same, and that's okay, because as you mature in the business, your reasons for doing it will change, and that's just the way it goes. It changed multiple times. It has changed multiple times for myself. What I needed for me to keep going in the beginning is not what I need now. It's a completely different reason, but the why is super important. It's one of the things that when you onboard a new sharer or a new builder, you really want to talk to them about what is it that you want out of this? What are you trying to achieve? What is your end game? Where are you trying to go? And then make that something that is prominent, not only in your mindset, but visually in your surroundings. So do something like a vision board, write it down, make sure that maybe you're going to cut out pictures or something, whatever it is that is driving you to do this business, you need to have that at the forefront, and you need to revisit that on a regular basis, because it's easy to forget and it's easy to lose sight of it. And it's that vision that's going to carry you through, because remember, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. This is something that's going to take years to build. And during that time, there are going to be things that are going to disappoint you along the way, things that are going to kind of throw you off your game. But your why needs to be strong enough for you to realize that it's a hiccup and that it's not a reason to not continue. Okay. Who doesn't have a why? Does everybody here have a why for their business?
If I'm going to be honest, I'm still chiseling mine out. When I first joined, my why was extra money, but I'm not motivated by that. So then it was to help everybody, help others. But I have learned over the last, I don't know how many months we've been talking about this, a few months, that I need to go down deeper to really see what my why is. So I think I'm close, but I still feel like I have a couple more steps to really get down to what's really going to keep me motivated and going regardless what's happening.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I have a why. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
So my why is I want to do physical labor and I want to help people. So knowing what I've been knowing for a very long time about the economic system, it's important for me to build passive income. And if we haven't learned anything from COVID, it's having income where the government can't shut you down, and in a way that you feel like you're helping people. And I want to travel.
Those are all good reasons.
In your own plane where you don't need to be
In
vaccinated
my
or
own
wear a
plane
mask.
with my own private jet. With my own private pilot.
I love it. That's a huge why. That's nice. That's good.
And I definitely want to bring my granddaughter and my grandkids around. So.
Yeah, definitely focus on those things. My why, when I started in the business, it's, I think any of us who own our own businesses, I know Don D can attest to this. There's only so much of you, and to just constantly, exchanging time for money, it doesn't work at some point. And then there was also, I'm trying to build up, like Dundee, a passive income that's associated with my business. So I still get to do what I want to do, but I can also be more selective with my time and where it goes. Because I still got my kids that are growing up, I don't want to miss them. And the other thing is I I had very reduced hours for a while I was taking care of my kids, my son, with ADHD and epilepsy, and my daughter with some migraines, some other issues, and really focusing on them. I was not, at a point where I could take on 40 hours of work. And so the money I was taking in wasn't going into retirement. I have nothing in my retirement personally that I've added for the last 14 years. So I see this as building also a nest egg for my husband and me, so I can retire him early because he has been adding to retirement, but I don't want it to just be him. I want to, have this so that we can travel and do what we want to do when the kids are out of the house, but we still have that income coming in. Those are my two main whys that I go back to.
I'll go next. My number one why is saving lives. When I think about some of the people who I've enrolled, from dealing with breast cancer to marriages being on the brink to suicide issues, just realizing that sometimes your conversation, your advice, and your oil blend keeps them 3 feet away from either taking that jump, signing those divorce papers, or even going under the knife. My second why is because me and my family are going to move out of the country at some point.
I didn't hear that last part. You and your family, what? I'm
You
sorry.
heard me, you heard me, Marilyn. I said, me and my family are going to move out of the country at some point.
Oh, out of the country. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. So I'll share a little bit about my why. When I got started, I think I'm going to be transparent with you guys here. When I got started, I guess I didn't really know what I was getting myself into with doTERRA, and it really was uncomfortable for me to get in front of people and talk to them. I don't like being the center of attention. I want to be the one in the background, just watching and listening and quiet. I don't like to really get in front of people and talk, and I was terrified, and I didn't want to do it, and I didn't want to teach classes, but what I wanted was more overpowering than what I didn't want, if that makes any sense. My first year in this business, I kept telling myself that I was doing this business to help my mom and my dad with their retirement, because they had just gone through 2008. They had lost their entire retirement savings. Everything was, in the stock market. And I was going to build this business so that my mom and my dad would have retirement. And so that first year, that carried me my entire year, because I would not have done what I did for me, but doing it for my parents, that I would get out the door and do it for. And there were so many times when I didn't want to go out because it was so hard for me to go out and talk to people. So I'm an introvert at heart. And I was just really, really uncomfortable doing this. But because I kept thinking about my parents, I was like, I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for them. This is for them. And that kept me going for the first year. After that first year, when I got a little bit more comfortable with what I was doing and I started getting out of my own skin, right? Then my why changed. And I was like, wow, I'm starting to make money. Maybe there's some things that I do want. And then it shifted. And it was more about what I wanted in the future. Right now, I want time freedom more than anything. My goal is to work a short work week. I want to work 3 to 4 days a week, about 4 hours a day. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to have time to do what I want to do. I also want to have more money than I need and more money than I want, so that I can affect change. because one thing that I've noticed is that if you have money, you have power, and you're able to affect change in your community. So that's my big why right now. And I'm not as terrified as I used to be, but that first year I was terrified. And so that's what got me through. So sometimes your why isn't even about you. For me, in my case, it was about somebody else. And you know, sometimes you'll do something for someone else that you won't do for yourself. Like, what won't you do for your kids? What won't you do for your grandkids? What won't you, you know what I mean? And so sometimes that's what'll drive you, and you won't even give yourself that same, I don't know if it's respect, but that same level of, you know, go out there and fight for it type of thing. But anyway, that's my story. And I think back to that, I'm like, wow, I wanted to quit and stop so many different times because it was so uncomfortable for me. But that was my why, kept me going. It was that why. So if you don't have that, if you don't have something that's going to drive you, you know, that bigger picture, that vision, you need to have a vision, right? Because like I said, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and you're going to have those valleys. So you need to have that vision so that when you get that hiccup along the way, bam, you're like, no, I got this. That sucks. I hate that this just happened, but that's okay. I'm going to keep on going because I got something bigger ahead of me. So if you don't have that, you know, sorted out, it's something that you really need to spend time on, so that you'll have that to fall back on and really think about what it is that you want and why you're doing it. And then this segues into your 2-minute story. We all need to have a 2-minute story, okay? That thing that you share with people as to why you got started with oils, how it affected you. It's a testimony, but you don't want to go on and on and on about it. It's important that you keep it short and to the point, because people don't really care so much about you. They care about what you can do for them. They care about what they're doing, what they're going through, what their kids are going through. They want to just talk about how you can help them, but they also want to know where you're coming from. So it has to be short and succinct, and it has to be practiced so that it comes out naturally. So I want somebody to time me. I'm going to do my 2-minute story, and then I want somebody else to do their 2-minute story, but I want you to time me. So who's going to time me so that I can,
I got you, Marilyn.
Got me?
No,
Right.
Chrissy's got you. Okay.
Oh, Christy? Okay. So
Chrissy's got you.
tell me when I should start. Okay, so I got started with essential oils because of my kids. Both of my kids struggle with focus and attention, and I was always really frustrated with the limited options that our pediatrician was offering us. So I was always looking for something else to help them. And so I found a doctor who uses a whole body approach to healing. She looked me straight in the eye and she said, I can help you. And at that time I was looking for everything and anything. And I figured, you know what, let me just get a kit. I'll try it. If it doesn't work, I'll just keep going and looking somewhere else. So 2 years into using the oils, my youngest son came to me and he said, Mom, I'm not going to renew my meds. I found oils that are helping me with my focus and attention. And that was just a huge, huge aha moment for me, because if you know anything about my son, there was a lot going on with him. I immediately picked up the phone, called up my mom friend, said, you're not going to believe what David just said to me. And I haven't stopped sharing since. It was such a huge, huge shift in our home. And I just felt like everybody needed to know about this because the oils were way, way bigger than I ever gave them credit for. Time.
102.
Okay, I felt like I was going on forever. But that was 1 minute and 2 seconds. Okay, I've got it pretty polished. You guys have heard me say it over and over 1,000 times. It's the same thing. I don't really change it. That's my story. And I've kind of like, you know, so that's what you need to do. You need to come up with your testimony, your story. What is it that got you started? And it doesn't matter what it is. And if you don't have a story, borrow somebody else's. Okay, it's okay until you get your own. That's all right to do that. But you have to come up with something that is short and succinct that you can just share with people so they're like, oh, okay, I get why you're so passionate about it. That makes sense. Really, tell me more about that, or whatever. Does anybody else have like their story set under 2 minutes that they want to share? I know I'm putting you guys on the spot. If you don't, it's okay. Oh, Carrie, yay. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I could share mine. But I will divulge that I have, because I have two different markets. I have human markets and animal clients.
Great.
So I
That's
two different
awesome.
stories. So I know which one I can use, which is going to be more appealing, because if someone's talking to me about their kid, they're not going to care about my dog.
Yeah. Let's have
Yeah.
Christy time you.
I'm going to give you the dog one, just so you know. Go. Okay. So when I first was introduced to essential oils, I was one of those people who didn't understand, how empowering and powerful they were. And they made me an empowered pet owner. But before that, I'll be honest, I was one of those people who believed that essential oils should not be used near or for pets. So someone recommended that I talk to the essential oil vet, and then I took certifications under her, and I realized not only can they be used around pets, but they can be used for pets. And when I adopted my rescue dog, Maddie, she came with a lot of issues, all of which I have been able to resolve using essential oils. But one of them in particular is itchy skin and seasonal issues. And I took her to the vet, and they gave her something called Cytopoint. And Cytopoint made her miserable, and it didn't help the situation. The next thing they offered was Apoquel, but the problem with Apoquel is we know that it's been linked to lymphoma. So I talked to the essential oil vet and realized that I could help Maddie with some simple oils every day, and inexpensive oils. So lemon, lavender, peppermint, and copaiba. And her itching went away. It was incredible. It was mind-blowing, because previous to that, I spent $250 at the veterinarian. And now when I know that her seasonal stuff comes up, I just add it to her food. I keep her on it when I know these seasonal issues are coming up. Also, she was a very nervous dog, and they wanted to keep her medicated, but I knew, no, you know what, I have another solution, because the copaiba and frankincense, when she's really nervous, calm her down. I put a little bit on her gum, and then like within 10 minutes, she's so chill. And it's healthy for her too, because frankincense and copaiba offer not just help with the immediate issues, but they're really beneficial. So I call them the side effects of essential oils versus medication. Medication causes complications and further issues. The essential oils actually contribute to healing and balancing the entire body. So that is why I started using essential oils in my pets, and now I recommend them, and I have an entire repertoire that I use for my dogs and cats.
Time.
2:22, but it was good. It was good.
I love that. I love that story. I love that. The first time you shared that with me, I was like, what? That was incredible to me. So shave it down just a little bit, just 2 seconds over. But that, I just love that. That's such a powerful testimony. It really is. And people with their pets, forget about it. What won't they do for them?
Well, yeah. And I think it's important too to bring out, because one of the things with pets is they're believing a lot of the crap that's out there on the internet. So when I tell them right off the bat, I used to believe that too. And then I was educated by a veterinarian who uses this. It's like already, because I noticed, well, you're not supposed to use it, but it's like, no, not only do I use it, my dog's on it every day, and we've had incredible results. So I noticed that piques people's curiosity. They're like, oh, really?
Yeah. Awesome. Does anybody else have a 2-minute story that they've honed in that they want to share? Going once. Going twice. Okay. All right. So now I just wanted to give a shout out, because today is June 1st. So I wanted to give a shout out to Jamila. Jamila had 4 enrollments last month. And yes. And Danielle and Felita had 3. Hello. Congratulations, ladies. That was awesome. And a bunch of you have been winning the $50 cash prize on Saturday. I think that Jamila won it a couple times last month, if I'm not mistaken. I think she won it twice. So whoop, whoop. Good for you
Is she
guys.
frozen? She looks frozen.
Jamila?
Yeah.
She does look frozen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any testimonials from the past week?
Oh,
Either.
there she is. She's
Oh, hi, Jamila. Were you going to say something? You're frozen
No,
still.
I was trying, I don't know why I was frozen. I was gonna get in on the 2 minute.
Oh,
I
please.
can do it
Oh,
next week.
go right ahead. Go right ahead.
So I was just going to say, if I was
I'm
talking
her,
to
Christy.
someone, okay. Have you ever heard of the phrase that knowledge is power? Well, I've learned that knowledge is not power without having applied knowledge. And with the essential oil journey, I have learned how to apply what I learned to every facet of my life. It's not enough just to take an essential oil and just use it for an ailment. These essential oils have really helped me neurologically. They've helped me with my immune, but most importantly, they've helped me with my heart. I didn't realize before these essential oils how many heart issues I had in terms of with situations or even my past. And I've been so grateful and in open arms to be able to feel these essential oils place of being able to let go, of being at a place to being able to embrace and being able to sometimes even love my enemies past some of the things that I've gone through. I attribute that all to this journey. Learning the steroid creams that I was on for my eczema were literally suppressing my immune system. So everything from energy to all of the other side effects that come with using steroids, and had been using them since I was a little girl. I'm now feeling like I'm like this big electrolyte person walking around because it's not just the inside of my body. It's not just the outside, but there is something that's happened as a result of what I'm learning from my mentors, from my business partners, and from experimenting with these essential oils. I would love for you to experience what I've experienced. I would love for you to take time. Will do. And you
She froze up.
I can't hear anybody.
Oh, you froze up. Are you done?
Oh,
We lost you at the
yes.
last. Okay. How did she do for time, Christy?
I'm going to say 2:10 because it sounded like you were wrapping up, but then you disappeared. And so I just let it go for a couple seconds. So
Okay, there she is.
good though.
Okay. All right. That was awesome, Jamila. That was really great. I love that. I really, really love that. You kind of covered a couple of different ways, neurologically and I didn't realize about the skin and the steroids. That's pretty powerful right there because a lot of people struggle with that. So that was amazing. Thank you for sharing. Okay, ladies, so we're going to jump into testimonies. Does anybody have any testimonies from the past week, either business or oil usage wise?
I have a testimony.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know if anyone's seen my post this week, but I have a one-legged hairy leg. And I have a one-legged hairy leg because I have been putting the essential oils on my leg for bone regeneration and cellular regeneration. And it's growing hair.
Crazy. Crazy.
So that is and my leg feels great, by the way. My leg does feel great, but I got a stronger leg and hair growth.
That's awesome. Yay.
I like to share one to kind of piggyback off of Danielle. You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Danielle had worked with me, with my mother-in-law when I did her wellness consult after I enrolled her. And my mother-in-law was going through various things, one being considering surgery for something that the doctor had told her. And Danielle was very deliberate about making sure that we followed up with her a couple weeks after the wellness consult was finished. And when Danielle went through everything that she went through, I never shared like anything with my mother-in-law, like not even that there was a incident or that there was something going on with her leg. And I couldn't understand why I didn't get the release to do that. Well, just recently, this week, my mother-in-law revealed, well, last week, she revealed that she's deciding to get surgery. And I reached out to Danielle and I just kind of shot her a text saying, you know, this is what she's deciding to do. Well, Saturday, she called me and her and I was having a conversation. And in that moment, I just felt the release to share Danielle's story. And I'm telling y'all, she was so broken. I mean, I tried to share it in a way that she could be able to understand and possibly look at her situation and understand that this is not the way for you. I would never tell her that, I mean, if that's your choice, that's your choice. But she was so strong after I got off the phone with her. She felt reignited, and she definitely was moving away from the whole surgery thing. And so I wanted to give her a couple of days just to kind of digest everything that I had said to her. I even shared a picture, and she was just, I can't even describe how lifted she was when I was sharing the story with her. So if I haven't told you before, like, you know that your story, it wasn't just for you. It was about saving lives. That the very thing that you want to do, that's exactly what you're doing right now. I'm gonna stop before I start crying.
Oh, I love that.
Hi guys, I have a quick question. Hi everyone.
Hi, Chantrice.
Yes, what oils is the young lady using for the bone and cellular regeneration, please? That's giving her that hair growth situation.
Gandhi?
Dandy?
We've lost Danielle.
I can
Unless
share.
Gandhi, you're muted.
I can send her.
Oh, there she is.
I was muted. I'm actually trying to put it in the chat now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Thank you. Does
And I
anybody?
have a quick testimony. My son is still not reporting headaches. He had one like slight one the other day, but I mean, Jamila, we got to talk about that one. Because I don't know if I have the oils to mix for the one you sent me, or is that a particular one? But thank you guys. I just want to report that. Thank you. And that's a part of my 2-minute testimony, Marilyn. I'll
That's
work on that.
wonderful.
Thanks.
That's wonderful. That's a very powerful testimony too. I love that. That's amazing. Nicely done.
You know, talking about the surgery stuff, I have a client, I may have shared this before, but I have a client who has carpal tunnel syndrome, bad carpal tunnel syndrome, to the point that she was crying. And back in July, I introduced her to the oils, and she has no pain. But here's the thing, she was going to go in for surgery. She's in her 70s, and she really didn't want to go in for surgery. So I said, let's, try the oils and see how it goes. And she can't live without them. So now it's been.
What did you use? I have
So I use different ones. I use frankincense, and I use lemongrass, a little bit of Roman chamomile, and copaiba, and then I use what do they call it? Yarrow palm, the green one with the dropper. Not the green one, the blue with the dropper.
Yeah.
I put that in, and then I put it into jojoba, but I also add this. I just got from Amazon, tamanu oil.
Yep.
Because it also helps with nerve regeneration. And Dr. Rourke talked about that. Otherwise I wouldn't have heard about it, but it's tamanu oil. And I put that in. I put about a dropper full of that in. And so when she started getting results, I have carpal tunnel, and I started using it on myself. And with 4 days, I was pain-free and I've had no problems. And then I got lazy and I didn't use it for about a month, and I started having extreme problems with my carpal tunnel syndrome again. So I ran up and I had made one for Michael for his shoulder. So I start using that again, and now I'm pain-free.
Oh my
and
God.
ergonomic. I'm not ergonomic with my desk setup.
I was just talking to one of my customers who's going to have surgery in 2 weeks, and all she did was put deep blue on it. And I was like,
Oh,
okay,
sorry,
I
my
have to
dog.
figure out something else for her. So I'm going to use that recipe. Thank you so much, Carrie.
Because what it does is it brings down the inflammation, helps with, cellular regeneration. And the lemongrass and the Roman chamomile actually help with nerve regeneration from impinged nerves that are causing problems.
I wouldn't have
So-
thought the Roman chamomile
Yeah. So it's amazing.
or the tamanu oil. So that's good to know too.
So
Thank
you said it was Europalm, lemongrass, Roman chamomile, and copaiba?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat, Marisol.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.
Oops.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any testimonies to share from last week? Okay, I have one if nobody else is gonna go. Peter and I were working outside. We were stacking wood and there were black flies everywhere. When I tell you there's like swarms and swarms and swarms, just the season, black flies everywhere. So I just made a roller with peppermint and I just had this roller going. And I probably applied it every 45 minutes or so. Not one bite, not one incident of the black flies touching me at all. Peter didn't use it right away. He didn't start until we're halfway done. He came home with welts all over his arms, underarms. This is where they attacked him, here and here. When I say welts, they were like big, nasty, awful looking bites that bothered him for the next 4 days. So girls, take your peppermint out there. It worked like a charm. Threw it all, just slathered myself all over. I had a spray also, just spray. And I just, if I saw that they were coming closer to me, I grabbed it and I put it on again. Not one incident, anything biting me. I don't play with the bugs. No, I don't like the bugs.
Right.
So that was good. I was excited.
I wanted to share something really quick. I have a client who was recently vaccinated, and she said that for the last 2 weeks since she's been vaccinated, she's been breaking out in hives. Like, she lifted her skirt and showed me today. It's really bad. Like, it's like really, really bad. And so I started talking to her about the oils. She was one of those people who bought individual oils, so she didn't buy a kit. But I remember one of our discussions, I think it was Carrie, you were talking about lemongrass and DDR Prime. Was that just at the site of the injection site when they first get it, or?
So lemongrass
DDR
internally.
Prime.
Yeah, lemongrass internally, DDR Prime internally, and actually Roman chamomile applied to the site.
Okay. So for all this reaction that she's having, I'm thinking even copaiba too.
Yeah, and I would even put the Roman chamomile internally. So I would use internally the lemongrass, the Roman chamomile, the copaiba, and the DDR Prime. And there's one other thing I would add to it, because I know there's some metals in this. There's some heavy metals in the vaccination, and basil will help, basil or cilantro as well, to help draw them out internally.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Carrie.
You're welcome.
All right, let's move along. We are at the end. Christy, we have a lot of announcements to go over, don't we?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, take it one at a time. Okay, so this month, 10% off Melissa. The product of the month is Wild Orange. Thank you for mentioning that. Citrus Bloom collection is still in stock. So if anybody still wants that, once supplies are gone, they are gone. But the beautiful thing is Citrus Bloom and Northern Lights are two new oils that are here to stay, which that's pretty awesome. We have the cutest new diffuser. I love my Pilot. I totally want the Midnight Pilot now, and it comes with the 15 ml Midnight Forest Nature Blend. And then on top of all of that goodness, doTERRA is doing, if you place a $100 PV order in June, you get a free Breathe Touch. If you do $200 or 200 PV order in June, you get a Breathe Touch, a 15 ml peppermint and Breathe, and the Breathe drops, which for my house, that is something we are constantly going through. Last month for Diamond Club, woohoo, can you believe it? Our 4th month going. Oh, sorry, it didn't copy. Let me try that again. Copy and paste. Okay, there we go. So again, same incentives. Marilyn is being so sweet and generous. We have the raffle. Don't forget those who do LRP 2 months in a row. You see the details there, and there's the link to the calendar for classes. If you don't have a class yet on the schedule, I know Marilyn would love to have you add it, so talk with her. And if you only have a handful of people who can make it at different times, look at the schedule and have them join one of the classes. It's a great way just to kind of piggyback off each other. All right, Wellness Wednesdays, which is, I forgot to look up what this week is, sorry, meant to do it.
Pain? No, sleep.
Sleep. Okay, that is a good one. Everybody has issues with sleep at one point in their life or still doing it. I know we're supposed to get a minimum of 7 to 8 hours a night. And I don't know about you, I still have a hard time meeting that. So Wellness Wednesdays, let everybody know, your customers know. It's a great way just to text them and remind them. It is on our Facebook page, the Zoom link. And I will have that for you guys next week when we do that. And the beautiful thing is every 14 weeks, we kind of reset and go back to the beginning. So if by chance you miss one or your customers miss one, not a problem. It will come again. All right, convention. I know we've been waiting for this, and I know you guys, it got announced a couple weeks ago. Super exciting, Evolve, September 7th through the 11th. If you haven't gotten your ticket, I highly encourage you to do so. I know I went last year virtually, and if you're gonna do it virtually, get the swag box. It is awesome. I was at my sister's house and I got to open it up. And to this day, they keep commenting on my backpack that I got from doTERRA, and they're like, I want one. So because of that beautiful thing, both my sisters and my mom are coming to convention virtually because they want the swag box. And it really, for $65, you get so much. And I normally travel with the backpack, and I will tell you, this has been the best backpack I have ever owned, and I've done lots of traveling, so I know. And it's cute, it's sturdy, it cleans up super well, it has plenty of room, there's tons of pockets. It is really a dream, so definitely grab the swag box. And then we have doTERRA's Rise to Elite. Sorry guys, I know it's a lot. Anyways, there's kind of the details right there's the link if you want more information. We are in application mode. We have till the 6th to get the applications in, and then the first session begins the 15th. So I know Marilyn talked about this a little bit, but all the information's there. And then fast start changes happen this month, which is super exciting. I love how doTERRA is always looking out for us and doing what is best for us. And then Empower Success Business, which is really awesome, especially with having the fast track to Elite. Empowered Success Business this Monday is all about that, about launching builders to the 6-week to Elite program. So those are all the people who are going to be talking. There's going to be training on that, and then a 30-minute.
What are you doing? Would you just? I just asked. Look! Stop doing that.
Okay.
Everything.
There's a 30-minute call afterwards to answer any of your questions. And then just a reminder, there is new prices that are coming up, and Marilyn so sweetly put it up on Money Networks. There's a link for that. So again, some little price shifts happening. And then last but not least, just a friendly reminder to make sure that you let everybody know about our Tuesday meeting. We get so much great content here. Even when you watch the replay, there's always things that I'm like, oh my goodness, that is brilliant. I love it. I needed to hear it. So just remind everybody that it's here for them.
Wow, that was a lot. I just want to say about the price changes, not only did they, have to raise prices, like everything is going up out there on a few of our favorite products, but they reduced the prices on just as many products as they increased. I don't know of any other company that does that. Like that blows my mind when they do that. So wherever they can find to shave and to help us with cost savings, they do it. And there's a lot that's lower in price. So check out the list in Mighty Networks, and you're just going to be amazed. A lot of things, a lot of the skincare line went down in price, different items. But anyway.
Did you want to talk about the email?
Yes. Okay, who wants to go to Jamaica?
Woo.
Right? So doTERRA, again, not only do we have Founders Club going on and Diamond Club, but they have another incentive trip planned, and it starts today, qualifications. And what's amazing is that all of these qualifications kind of like meld together. So whatever you do with one is going to affect all the others. So they have a trip to Jamaica in February. You have 5 months to earn points for it. There are 191 spots. They have reserved a resort specifically for doTERRA on Montego Bay. And basically you have to enroll and bring your team up and rank advancements. So all of the details are in the doTERRA website. I'm not going to go through all of those details, but just know that not only will it help you earn points for the trip, but of course it'll help you with Founders Club as well, which is amazing. So it's all paid for, 4 nights. What's the name of the place? The name of the place is Hyatt Ziva Rose Hall on Montego Bay. And you know the story of Rose Hall. There's supposed to be a ghost there. Right, Aura? But anyway, you need to bring, you earn points just by enrolling and by helping your team reach the power of 3, the level of 250. So you have 5 months to do that. You're starting today, June 1st, all the way to October 31st. Long story short, enroll, and help your team to grow. And then that's how you'll earn points. And the top 191 people who get their points in will get this free vacation in Jamaica. And we have oils for ghosts, no worry, there you go. So I was excited to see that. So okay, that's it, everybody. Let me see. Take a look at the link, is the chat. If there's anything in there that interests you, you're going to want to copy and paste that before we hang up, because it doesn't get copied over into the recording. The recording is in Mighty Networks as usual. And if anybody doesn't have anything else to say, we're all set. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Please practice your 2-minute story and solidify your why, right? That's really important stuff. Can you save the chat, please? Yes, Velda. Do you want me to send it to you, or what should I do with it? Where would I put it?
You know what?
I'm
I have
not
an idea.
where to put that, Velda, if I were to see it.
Do you have Velda's email address, Marilyn?
Well, I was going to just say, like, after you post the recording, do you want me to go in and try to see if I can throw it in the comments so it's there?
Oh, okay, that'll work. Thank you.
Yeah, let me try it. And if not, I just saved it. So if not, then I could just put it out there and say, hey guys.
All right, thanks so much. That's awesome. All right, everybody, have a great night. Aura, stay on. Carrie, stay on. Good night, everybody.
night.
Thank you. I saw you waving, Aura. You can't be waving.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
I was ready to go.
I saw that.
I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to Jamaica. Shoot.
I know, right? I saw that and I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm going to check for that.
How awesome would that be? Okay, so What I
Does that include your partner, or is it just you and then you got to pay for your partner to go?
lose your partner. So depending on what level you fall at, you get to stay at the resort for free, but they'll only pay for your airfare at certain levels. So if you're at the very, very bottom, you might have to pay for your airfare, but it's you and a partner. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So next week, I want to talk about team automation. When we did our, oh, I wanted to talk about the book thing, but we'll talk about it next week. When we did our 6-week, 12-week year book thing, and I had all these great ideas and all this brainstorming, part of my goal to have time freedom is to automate as much as I possibly can. So I've already started. We have a YouTube page that you guys may or may not know about, and I went in and I organized it and I started putting stuff in there. So I want to go over that next week. So, and then also get ideas from people as to whatever it is that you guys are doing that you feel like it's repetitive and it could easily be put, like for example, how to move somebody in 14 days, you know, rather than explain it over and over again. When somebody onboards, you know, you could just send them the video. Here, this is how you do it. Or how to set up a link generator. Send them the video. That's how they do it. Okay. So we'll talk about that next week. Is that okay? How to do, what is it? Team automation. Okay. Then week 3, duplication model for product users and the duplication model for business builders. And what does that mean? Just what that whole duplication model is, like for product users, sample, invite, class, wellness consult, continuing ed, and resources. Just to make sure that everybody's doing the things that they should be doing to make sure that we're all on the same page. And then with business, the same thing, the things that everybody should be doing to make sure that, you know, we're all on the same page, because it should all be just duplicated. Everybody does it the same way over and over again. And then the last week, oh, that's what the last week is, duplication model for business builders. If it doesn't duplicate, it doesn't matter. So that's what I have. If there's anything you guys think we should do instead, let me know.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, and so then Aura, go ahead and set up your little rotation schedule that you want to set up. Whoever's going to talk about whatever next week, and just, you know, it's good to go through first whatever the specials of the month are, and then if we have extra weeks after that, then they can, you know, dive into something else. Okay. All right, ladies, thank you for your time. All right, adios, talk to you soon.
Laura, sorry, wait.
Yeah.
Laura, do you have like 5 or 10 minutes to talk now? We can get on the phone about the dog questions.
Oh, sure.
That work? Okay. Give me a call when we hang up. Do you have my
All right.
phone? Oh yeah, you do because you're texting me.
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.